everybody. The faithful few coming out on the last Saturday of the month. If it's all right, you will be making money this morning. Everybody else will be spending money this morning. That's what is happening. So I'm glad to have you all here with us this morning for what I think should be quite an interesting session that we have together. We wanted a while ago, as we've had about 15, 16 months now of doing this division, Dew Point, with Constantia. And we've had a lot of people over that time come to us and say to us, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get to places. Now, this was despite our best efforts of putting training videos up and all sorts of bits and bobs like that. So we said, well, let's do something a little bit more focused for the next 2 development seminars. And we did last month with Rob, the first 30 days. What do you have to do in your very first 30 days? And this month, what we want you to do now is really just dovetail onto that, a section that says, well, now, how do we go from 30 days to rank 11? Now, rank 11 seems like an odd number, but it is the number where you get your first car. So we thought that was a good one. How do I go from just getting in the system 31 days in to the point where they hand me a car, okay, and life has changed? And that's what we wanted to look at this morning. That's what I want to spend a lot of time on this morning. So I'm going to start by talking about, just quickly recapping what Rob said so that you understand how what I'm going to talk about just fits into it as best we can. All right, so we start off when we say to ourselves, well, now, what now? We've joined Dew Point, and where do we go from this point? I'm going to divide up this morning into sort of 4 sections. First, we're going to talk about the invitation. That was really Rob's thing. It was everything, 31 days of getting to the point where you can start inviting people to Dew Point. That was what he was talking about. Then I'm going to start coming in, and I'm going to start talking about the connection. Now, the connection is the task you have to do. Remember, we always talk about in the introduction presentation, we say there's one thing that you have to do, and it is to connect people to Dew Point. Well, now we've got to talk about that, because the invitation is not the connection, okay? You can go to 1,000 people and invite them to come to Dew Point, and none of them ever come. They don't see any of our material. They never sit in any of the presentations. You just don't get anywhere with them. You're going to go nowhere. The invitation, your first 31 days will be useless, okay? Now, we want to talk about how do we get that invite to the point where we start connecting individuals. How do we connect them to Dew Point? That's what I want to spend some time talking about this morning. And then I want to talk about the reality of doing this business. The reality of doing this business is rejection. That is the reality, okay? That is the majority of your time will be spent being rejected in all sorts of different forms. Some people will say yes just because they're friends of yours, but they give you the wrong bank account details. That's rejection, okay? Some people will say no to your face. That's rejection, okay? Some people will say, oh, okay, I'll come along, but they really think no. That's rejection. The majority of your time will be spent with rejection. So I want to understand that better this morning, and I want us to get on top of the reality of doing this business. Because if we can do these 3 things, if we can get those 3 components working properly, we get to what I call realization. Now, realization is not you sitting here this morning realizing what this business is and what your future holds. Realization is when you get to the point where you have realized your future. It is now a reality. Your reality is no longer rejection. It is new life. New life on every front. Financial freedom, time freedom, mental freedom, aspirations reached, all of that. That is what we get to when we get these first 3 components right. And so that's how we're going to divide up this morning. We're going to start with Rob's first 31 days. That's what we got. The invitation. What did Rob say to you? He said, you cannot do anything in this business until you just get started. People often come to me, often. In fact, I had a couple of guys last week say, we want to book some time. We've just become wealth engineers. I want to book time with you, Brennan, because I want to sit down and you must tell me how to build this business as fast as possible, okay? What they wanted was some kind of strategy that we have hidden from all of you that will secretly take you to rank 9 overnight, There is no such thing, which is what I told him. I said, I'm going to give it to you right now. You don't have to book a meeting. Just get started. Just get started. Just go out there and get started. What are some of the simple things you can do to get started? Remember what Rob said. Read the code of conduct, okay? Sit down and read it. I see lots of new faces here this morning. I can almost guarantee that all the new faces, most of you haven't read the code of conduct. Now, that's quite sad because the code of conduct is your contract with us. You really should have read it. It says what you can and can't do. Then I know that I say, well, where can you find the code of conduct? None of you are going to know where. Okay, well, First of all, we have this secret thing called a website, okay? It's called dewpoint.net. Nobody goes there, okay? But if you go there, you will find the code of conduct right on the front, okay? Then you can find it in your My Account section. On your app or on the website, you go to My Accounts, it's at the bottom, right there. You can read it anytime you want, okay? Find the code of conduct, read it. Read it, read it, read it. That's the first thing you can do in just getting started in this business. Become familiar with the website and with the dashboard. We did a Teamworks meeting the other day with Patrick and Pumi's team. Big Teamworks, more people here than this morning, you know, just a Teamworks. And broadcast across the country, and we spent the entire Teamworks just going through the website. Just going through the website. And it was like a revelation day for the team. We're like, wow, I did not know that was there. And you can do this on the website? This is amazing. Guys, the website is Dewpoint. The website is Dewpoint, not the app. The app is a tool that plugs into the website, okay? Not these presentations. None of these things are Dewpoint. Dewpoint is the website, okay? It is an amazing thing. Go and spend some time on the website. Become familiar. Watch the training videos. I was actually thinking this morning while cleaning my teeth. I do a lot of thinking while I'm cleaning my teeth every day. And I was thinking, you know, we always tell people, I tell them on a daily basis, plug into the training. I'll bet half of them don't even know where the training is. Yeah, I saw a couple of like, yeah, no, I don't know where I don't know where the training is. The training is so fundamental to understanding this business. You know, this business is really simple, but it's not obvious. When you look at it, people get the immediate wrong impression of it. You know it already. You've had that experience already. Even once you're in it, you don't really know what to do. That's why we have to have these sorts of training sessions. The training is fundamental to you succeeding in this business. Guys, where do you find the training? On your smartphone app, there's a button that says Show Tools. Okay, you click it. Under the Show Tools, it brings up the basic series. That's what you need up to about rank 9. All the training videos you need up to rank 9 is in the basic series. Guys, click on the basic series and start watching those videos. Don't cry about data to me. Like, it makes me mad. We have free Wi-Fi here, and if you walk around town, you'll find lots of free Wi-Fi hotspots. And if that isn't the case, we brought Always On for you. Always On. You just call into client service. They'll give you whatever package you want for 36 Rand a month. You can have a gig of data on their Wi-Fi. Don't tell me you don't have data. This is the 21st century. It's going to be 2020 in 5 minutes. In 2020, are you going to tell your boss, I don't have data? Soon your car won't run without data. We have to get over the data story. Get over it. Change your budgets. Do what you need to do. Solve the data problem. Sit down and watch the training videos. When we see it on our reports, you guys think you can cheat and we won't know it. We know everything in this business. You go, click, watch, pause, stop. Next one. Click, watch, pause, stop. So you can get the 250 XP for each one. And then I say, have you watched the training? Yeah, look, I've watched all the training. Clueless. Clueless. Where's the code of conduct? Never heard of it. Well, you know, guys, you've got to get serious about the training. This is what you do in your first 31 days with us. You want to get to rank 1 and 2? Do just these things. Understand the fundamentals. Draw up your personal list of contacts. That's your starting point. You know, you do want to keep your list growing, but you're going to get lists from other people as you go. You've got 100 people in your cell phone. Those 100, maybe 10 of them will join Dewpoint, but each one of those 10 has 100 names on it. Now you've got 1,000 names to call, you know, and so on and so on. You keep your personal list going, and then start talking to people. That's it. You are going to be terrible. People say to me, Brennan, what must I say? Well, we're going to talk about that a little bit this morning, but can I tell you, practice is just what's going to make perfect, okay? You've just got to start somewhere and get cracking with this process. Okay, so what do I say? What do I say? People ask, what do I say? Well, here's a couple of easy one-liners. It's the kind of thing that I use when I talk to people. Are you earning enough money? Okay, that's a simple question. That's all you need to ask. You know, remember, you're not talking about our products ever. You don't have to say, hey, have you got a great insurance product? No, we don't need to. That's not what people are buying. What's the most in-demand commodity in South Africa right now? Income. We're desperate for it. So you say to somebody, are you earning enough money? And they'll probably go, kind of, but not really. It's a conversation starter. You go, okay, well, what's happening? You got too much debt. What are you short? School fees, you know, like, what is it that you're short of? Is your job stable? That's a great one I ask often. I ask it of guys who are executives. You know, executives at a bank, I say, is your job stable? No, my job's stable. I said, really? Have you seen how many guys in the executive field have been retrenched this year? And then they start going, no. I thought, no. Well, and we start talking about the reality that no job is stable in South Africa right now. Have you seen what's going on in our economy? That's a starter. Have you seen what's going on? Have you seen the latest legislation that's being passed? Have you seen what they now want to do here? Have you seen how they're increasing taxation? Have you, it's easy things. Have you seen what's going on overseas? How that's going to impact us here, etc., etc. These are conversation starters. That's all you have to do. You'll see I haven't had to say, oh, I've got a job opportunity for you, a business opportunity. I've got this thing you've got to come and see. You know, those are the kind of things that immediately get people worried. You know, they get worried. But I sit down and I talk to their circumstances or the circumstances of the country that we're in. Are you ready for unemployment? That's a great way to start a conversation. You sit down with somebody, they've got a job, they think they're happy, and you start the conversation by saying, are you ready for unemployment? And they go, what on earth are you talking about? So, well, 500,000 people became unemployed the first 7 months of this year. 500,000 people. You've got to be next. You're in the queue somewhere. You're in the queue somewhere. It's happening, guys. The economy is shrinking. Okay, we haven't had a raging success over the last 20 years, economically speaking. Okay, well, some guys have, just not us. All right, guys, 20 years of downward. That means all of us are ultimately going to be unemployed. That's what's going to happen. Okay, are you ready for unemployment? Are you ready for retirement? Talk to some of the older folk. Are you ready? Kaya, I'm here, right in front of you. You don't have to stream me. You don't have to stream me in. The 500 XP is not going to get you to rank 11, promise. Guys, are you ready for retirement? It's a good one to talk to people who are in their 50s and 60s, because most of them are at panic stage at that stage, absolute panic stage. They know the time for their working career is running out, and they have not got anywhere. They have not got anywhere, okay? Unless you're speaking to sort of like the Oppenheimers, just, you know, everyone is not ready for retirement. It's an easy one to start. And then, if I could show you a way to earn more and feel more financially secure, would you take a look at it? So you've already like got them in the panic now. And then you say to them, well, look, if I can show you something that can fix these problems over here, do you want to come and see it? Super, super simple. And then if they're going, no, I don't want to see anything that even smells like AM or GP or, I've been told I'm not allowed to say these things, you see, so I have to, okay. I'm not going to see it. I'm not. And you go, all right, none of this has changed since I asked that question. You still don't have job security. You're still not earning enough. You're still panicking about retirement, but you won't let me show you something? Okay, what's your backup plan? What's your backup plan? What are you going to do to survive that crisis up there? Here's your conversation. I've just given you your conversation. And then they go, I don't have a backup plan. Because there are no backup plans in South Africa. There are none, okay? And now you've got them. And then you go, you owe me 60 minutes. 60 minutes, going to cost you nothing, and you don't have to do anything. Give me 60 minutes, I'm plugging you in, and then you connect them to Dew Point, okay? That's your invitation there. There's been none of the things that, but whenever I tell people about Dew Point, they tell me it's a pyramid scheme. You can't. In that conversation, there is no pyramid scheme discussion. Okay. Whenever I talk to Dew Point about people, they say they want a job. Well, we haven't spoken about Dew Point in any of that, and yet we've connected people to Dew Point. There's your invitation. That is what to say, right there. Okay. You never have to ask me again because you'll always be able to point your wealth engineers to this development seminar, won't you? You will know where it is, and you'll be able to put it straight up and show them. Okay. All right. This will be in the training videos. Okay. All right. But they say no. After all that, they say no. I've had people come to me and say, everybody I speak to says no. They do that to me. Every week I get people, they say no. Yes, they will. This should not come as a surprise to you. Okay? Yes, they will say no. Now it's about getting a bit of perspective. You are going to get 51 million tries in South Africa. There are 51 million people. You get to have 51 million practice rounds. Okay? Not all of them are going to say no. You know that. In fact, I can tell you now about 35% are going to say yes. 35%. Let's narrow it down further. There's 20 million people who are potentially economically active in South Africa, 10 million which are. So 35% of 10 million is 3.5 million people. Can you imagine if there were 3.5 million wealth engineers at Dew Point? How big would your channel be? You guys are all trying to get to rank 9, which is 1,000. Like, that is just nursery school stuff. There are 3.5 million people who will say yes in the 10 million economically active individuals in South Africa. There is plenty to go around. Plenty, plenty. Yes, but to get to the 3.5 million, you would have had to go through 6.5 million no's. Yes, they are going to say no. That is the business of network marketing and channel building. All right. Time and practice is what's going to make it perfect. You're going to get more no's in the beginning and less no's at the end. You know, Patrick always takes his guys out to McDonald's. And he sits them at McDonald's. He says, watch, we wait for the guys who have car keys and cars. Those are the people we talk to because they pay. And he watches them come, and they walk through the door. They've come in to get a Big Mac. They walk out, wealth engineers. That's what they do. Nobody says no to Patrick anymore. He's done this until he was blue in the face, and the no's are gone, and the yeses have arrived. Practice makes perfect. So, why do I say this is a long-term journey? Because it is a long-term journey, and we're bad at that in South Africa. We have no self-discipline. We go for 2 weeks, 10 people say no, and we go, no more, no more. No, you've got to commit to 5 years. 5 years is what you've got to do. First year, you will suck. Second year, you'll be better. By the time you get to your 5th year, you'll be a total expert at this business. And people will say yes every time. You've got to practice. You've got to practice. So let's talk about the connection now. Okay. The connection is, we've had the invite. We've got the person to say yes. How do we get them to connect to Dew Point? Now, there's a misconception, particularly in Gauteng, that the only way you can connect people to Dew Point is by bringing them here. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. Your primary connection to Dew Point lives in your hand right here. This is it. This is how we're going to take Dew Point to the rest of the world. I will promise you, we are never, ever going to have more than one office in the entire world. This is how we get to the rest of the world. We've got to start changing the way we think. Back in the 1990s, sure, you needed to have an office everywhere in the world, okay? And then people come to me now and say, yeah, no, I hear you, Brendan, but, you know, they must come and see it. You know, like, then they'll believe me when they see it. Guys, who of you have been to Google's head office? Who of you? Why are you such ardent believers in Google? The people you go to talk about Google, do they only believe you once you take them to the head office? So why will they only believe you once they've come here? This is not Dew Point. This is not Dew Point at all. Here's Dew Point. This is our secret website's address. Dewpoint.net, there it is, okay? That is where Dew Point exists. Do you know what you have in your hand here? You have an entire business. Administration, legal, accounting, client service, staff, okay? All in here. You haven't had to pay a single cent for it. You don't ever. As a wealth engineer, you don't pay for it. You've got all the connection material you need, live streams, everything. It's all in here, and you can take your business with you anywhere. You're not renting an office space. You don't have furniture. It's all here. This entire business is all here. And you can change your future in your hand. That's what you are. This is your primary connection. When you connect someone to Dew Point, you don't say, okay, Tuesday at the office. You don't. You go, let me pull out my phone here. I want you to watch this video. That's what you do, 24/7. 24/7. That's how you get your business growing. You don't get your business growing by hoping you can get them to the head office. Okay? That's not the primary source. Primary source is there. The USB stick, the YouTube channel. Again, we're not going to have the debate around data. You have to fix your data issue. Okay? You have to. This is 2017, nearly 2018. We've got to fix it. We've got always on, we've got et cetera, et cetera. Get yourselves plugged in and get the data. YouTube is your primary source of connection to Dew Point. It's got everything. Once the person's watched the intro video, you can show them the 10 most common objections with Dr. Benfield. You can show them testimonies. that we have. You can show them the first 31 days here at Dew Point. You can connect them straight away. You don't have to wait to bring them to the head office, okay? Live streaming is the other great connection. You want to see us live and real? Put us on the live stream. People still say, no, it's not the same as when we bring it to the office. Well, then you're dealing with people stuck in the 1990s, okay? Who of you have been to Apple's head office? Anyone here been to Apple's head office? No, none of you. All right, here's a good one. Who of you have been to the Houses of Parliament in Cape Town? One of you. One of you. Do the rest of you not believe that we don't have a government? We don't. Until I see the building, I will not accept that we have a government. It's nonsense, and it must end. It must end in your mind first, and then you must end it in the minds of others. Because if we're going to take Dew Point across the borders to South Africa, there's going to be no other office. How will you convince them then? Will you fly them down here every weekend? It's a lot harder than driving them down. Get it? We have to get it right. Okay. Now, what's the secondary connection? The secondary connection is the office. That's what it is. Now, what our office is it's a very inconvenient option for you. It's in Bryanston. You know, it's not in Joburg Centre. It's in Bryanston. It's got limited seating, 132 seats in this room, and we've just put another 20 over there, 152 seats. That's it. That's it. Okay, that's all the seat. It's in one location, Johannesburg, Gauteng. Okay. It is not going to be of any use really to you if you want to get from rank 1 to rank 11. Because at rank 11, you've now got 2,000 people in your channel, and they are across South Africa. They're in 4 or 5 different provinces. How do you get them to Gauteng? Why is it we've got rank 9 people in other provinces that have never been here? How did they manage to do it? Because they used the primary source, not the secondary source, to build their channels with us. Guys, the head office must not become a crutch. It must not. What does a crutch mean? It means that the only way you can build your business is by going to the office. Brendan must do it for me. You can't do that. You need to become experts. Experts at your trade. And your trade is building channels, and you don't need us to do it. And of course, what we say is that our office is actually just a studio. This is where we film content. That's what this head office is. You guys are just the studio audience. That's all you are. You come to watch us film content. That's what you do every day. You come here. That's all that this does for you. You just watch us film the content that goes out to your primary connection, to Dew Point. That's what you do. So you cannot say you've got to bring people in. Yeah, sure, bring people if they really, really want to see us. But you've got Monday to Saturday all day long. Not just this hour at 6:30 at night when we do the presentation, or this hour at 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning. It's not true. We have to start changing the psychology. Otherwise, you will never expand out to rank 11, 12. What does rank 28 look like? Where you have 100 and something thousand people in your channel. You're going to try to bust them all up here on a Saturday morning. You can't do it. We have to change our psychology around that connection. Okay, how do I get people to head office? That's a question I get. People say to me, Brendan, but I can never get them here. And I invite them, and I stand here, and they don't arrive. Or they're down in the Free State, and you won't go down to see them. How am I going to get them up here? Okay, no need to. No need to. If you're failing to get people to the head office, use the primary connection. Go to them and connect us to them right there. Don't drag them here and then go, they don't arrive. Go to them and connect them. There's no need for you to be involved. All right, so that's the connection. Now, I want to talk about the reality. Remember I said rejection? That's what we do. That's what we're going to have to get used to on our journey from rank 1 to rank 11. We have to become experts at overcoming rejection. All right, now first of all, the rejection is always perceived it's not real. It's our strongest culling tool. You know what culling means? Culling is when they want to cut down the number of animals wherever they are. Culling of the cows, culling of the wild. Wherever there's too many, they're going to kill them down to a number they're happy with. We lose 90%, no, 80% of you guys in the first 90 days. We do, we see it. Just disappear. Because in the first 90 days, when somebody says no to you, you take it personally. You take it personally. It's me they're rejecting. It's me. I went to my best friend, and he said, no, you idiot. And I took it personally. They're not actually personally rejecting you. They're rejecting your offer. They're rejecting the opportunity. We should have the complex here as Dew Point. How many times do you think cumulatively have we been rejected? Okay? We should have the complex because they're rejecting us, not you. So when you're able to change your mindset to say, I don't care if they say no because they're not rejecting me, it makes it a hell of a lot easier. Okay? A hell of a lot easier. All right, now you can see we're filling up as I thought we would. Guys, please move to your right-hand side, all the way across. Otherwise, we're just making a traffic jam on the side there. All right, now, getting that psychological switch flicked in your heads will change all the difficulty about doing this business. Stop worrying about how they're personally going to think about you. Because here's a picture for you to think. One day, when you arrive in your car that you earned and didn't have to pay a cent for, what do you think they're going to be thinking of you on that day? How will they feel? They will be going, how did you do this? I want to get involved, okay? The rejection will have vanished at that point. But in the beginning, when you've got nothing to show them, okay, you've got to be ready to do the hard yards. There's no escaping it. There's no silver bullet. You've got to get through the punishment to them saying no, so that one day you can come back to the guys who said no and say, well, here's my 50,000 Rand paycheck this month, and here's my new car. Do you want to get involved? You know, and that's not that far out. 2-3 years. 2-3 years. And these guys will be eating their words. Eating their words. So don't take it as real rejection. It's just perceived. Keep perspective. Remember why you're doing this. Remember, when you see the presentations, you're able to visualize again the rank 9 trip, the car, all the reasons. Keep perspective through the process. And play the long game. Play the long game. One of the things that we know we're weakest at in South Africa is the get-rich-quick scheme. We can't help ourselves. We often go, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, is it? And the person says, no. Wink, wink. No. Wink, wink. It's not, but you can be on 100,000 in 3 months. It's not a get-rich-quick, but you can be on 100,000 Rand a month in 3 months. You know, we want that. We're suckers for it. We do not have the discipline to know that real wealth is never built in 3 months. Real wealth is built over time. And we fall by the waysides and remain poor because we are unwilling to do the long game. And we've got to play the long game. You're not going to be earning a lot in the beginning. You will earn a lot in the end. As one of the rules you learn as an entrepreneur, entrepreneurs earn less than their peers for a really long time. And then they earn 10 times more than them at the end of the game when it counts. Okay? That's the sake for any successful entrepreneur. But people who are doing the business buckle, watching their friends earn more than them. They go, I can't do it. And they move back into employment, and employment never saves them in the end. Guys, that's the reality here too. You are now entrepreneurs. You are entrepreneurs building your own asset into the future and possibly a legacy asset for your family who go from after you. Okay. And now I want you to do helping to keep perspective, helping to understand perceived versus real, and helping to play the long game. You need to understand the universal concept of network marketing. Okay, I've spoken to most of you about this before, but there's lots of new faces here this morning, so I want to do it again. Guys, this is the rule that governs all network marketing. Doesn't matter whether you're in, okay, I'm not allowed to use names. So it doesn't matter if you're in any of the other networks, no matter whether they're legitimate or illegitimate. There's lots of legitimate ones, obviously. No, it doesn't matter which one you're in. It doesn't matter which country you're in. It doesn't matter what race you are, what sex you are, what age you are. This constant always applies, always. So even here at Dew Point, we feel we're hugely innovative, 21st century, it still applies to us, okay? This is how it works. It says that for every 100 people you connect to Dew Point, okay? So you've got them past the invitation stage, okay? They've said, yes, I want to watch, and you connect them to Dew Point. For every 100 people that you do that to, okay? 65 of them are going to say no. They're going to have watched us do our huge song and dance up here, all of the rewards and the returns and everything, and they're going to go no. Okay? That's the majority of people you put in, that you connect to us. Now, as I said to you before, they say no in all sorts of different ways. Some will say no to your face. Some will join and lapse. Some will join and cancel. But the 65 out of 100 you connect are going to say no. So you often get excited. Oh, I signed up 5 people tonight. And a month later, there's only 1 left. Because the other 3 or 4 were actually no's. They might have signed up, but they were actually no's. Okay? No problem? No problem. We understand now that 2 out of every 3 people we connect to Dew Point are going to say no. And there is nothing we can do about it. You can become the best presenter on earth. It will change nothing. I often am devastated after presentations. I've done a presentation that I thought I did fantastically in, and I still see people walking out not signing up. I'm like, what more could I have said? What could I have shown them? There's nothing I can do about it. It's the universal constant. Okay? 65 will say no. 35, however, will say yes. Okay? 35 will say yes. Okay, good news. Okay, good news. That 35 yeses is worth about 2,000 Rand a month to you in the Dew Point system. Okay, 24,000 Rand a year. All right, so we talk about this. We say, let's get some perspective. If I said to you, go outside, find 100 people for me and connect them to Dew Point. Just get them in the room. Show them the screen. Connect them, 100 people. I'll give you 24,000 Rand a year for the rest of your life. Would you all do that? Yeah, I mean, none of you would say, what do you mean all I got to do is just get 100 people in here and you'll give me 24,000 Rand for the rest of the time? Yeah. Yeah. The mathematics says that on average, if you put 100 people, you personally put 100 people in the room, you're going to be earning 24,000 Rand a year for the rest of your life. That's what the maths says, okay? So now we're going to just quickly calculate how you get 100 people in the room, but that's what it says, okay? 2,000 Rand a month, okay? Of the 35, of those 35 that you put in the room, 5 of them are going to grow. They're going to go out and put people in. Now let's put that in perspective. 5 out of 100. Oh, Brendan, I've put like 20 people in and nobody's doing anything. Yeah, that sounds about right. You can put 20 people on your first point and not strike on one of those 5. You, incidentally, are the one out of the 5. You're one of them because you're bringing the people in, okay? So for the person who introduced you, you're one of those 5, okay? All right, now, the trick here again is to then say, okay, now I understand why nothing's happening in my channel. I have only put 20 people into the Dew Point system. I need to put more in, okay? And that's the perspective. That's the long game. I've put 20 in, but I've got to put another 20 in. And somewhere in there, you will strike on your 5 and 100 that are going to put somewhere between 1 and 50 people in your channel. Now, when they put the 1 and 50 in, that's worth about 7,500 Rand a month to you. Okay, when we do the average maths on it, 7,500. You've got 2 running already. Now you've got 7.5. Let's call it 10,000 Rand, just to round the numbers. You're now earning 10,000 Rand a month off of just those 5 people and the 30 others that are paying but doing nothing. They pay but do nothing. Okay, 10,000 Rand a month, 120. So let's do this. Guys, I want you to go outside. I'm being dead honest. I'm not using this as an example. This is an actual statement I'm making to you right now. I want each of you to go out and connect 100 people to Dew Point, and I will pay you on average 10,000 Rand a month for the rest of your life. Okay, you're all happy to go and find 100 people and connect them to Dew Point? Yeah, book my room to Mauritius, Brendan. Yeah, I know. You will buckle before you hit 100. You will buckle. 80% of you. Every time we do a development seminar, there's a new audience. And then we do one every month. And it's a new audience every month. Because you can't stand the pain of rejection. And you are unwilling to work for so long. Who ever heard of working for more than 3 months? No, this was meant to be the thing that made me rich overnight. Yeah, no, I don't want it to be a get-rich-quick scheme, but it was meant to make me rich overnight. 100 people, 10,000 Rand for the rest of the night. But I'm not finished. The universal constant doesn't end at this. It now says that of those 5, one of them will put 1,000 plus people in your channel. 1 out of 100. 1 out of 100. You are not going to find your golden boy on your first night here after becoming a wealth engineer. You are going to put 100 people through the Dew Point system. Not invited. Invitation, you can invite until you're blue in the face. You've got to have connected 100 people. If you connect 100 people to Dew Point, one of them will increase your monthly earnings somewhere between 25 and 35,000 Rand a month. Alone, you're already on 10. So now you're earning 45,000 Rand a month. So, I'm asking you to go out, find 100 people who you can connect to Dew Point, and I will pay you 40,000 Rand a month for the rest of your life. Why are you all looking at me now a little bit worried? Now you're worried. Okay, hang on. I've just done the maths. How am I going to get 100 people here? Does it matter how hard it is to get those 100 people if you know you're going to earn 40,000 Rand a month? Does it really matter? I mean, I haven't made it this incredibly difficult task where you're building a building and you've got to become an electrical specialist and a construction specialist and a this specialist. And I've just said, go and find people and connect them to Dew Point. That's it. And just keep doing it until you've brought 100 people to the Dew Point. And the math says that on average, you will be earning around 35 to 45,000 Rand a month. That's what it says. For all of you. How do you get 100 people into this room? How do you connect them? Okay, what it says is that there are 12 months in the year. You don't have to see the bottom, I'll tell you. It's 12 months in the year. If we need to get, you want to connect 100 people to Dew Point this year, in the next 12 months. So by the end of July next year, okay? You have to put 8.33 people, let's call it 9 people, through the Dew Point system a month. That's it. 9 people every month, okay? That's what you've got to do. Does that sound like a huge number? 9 people a month? But you've got to do it in Christmas. And you've got to do it in your birthday month, and you've got to do it in Easter, and you've got to do it over New Year, okay? You see, I've already made 4 excuses for you. Now you're down to 8 months, and now it's like 25 people a month. Do you see what happens if you skip a month? Don't skip a month. It's 9 people every single month for 12 months, and you'll get through 100 people. Now, what's that per week? It's about 2 to 3 people a week. Can you connect 2 to 3 people a week to Dew Point every single week? Because if you can, this time next year, you will be rank 11, you will have a new car, you will be coming away on our holiday with us in December next year, okay? It's horrible knowing that you've got a brand new car at home while you're lying on the beach, okay? And you'll be earning 35 to 45,000 Rand a month. That's this time next year. Of course, I know, otherwise I might be completely bankrupt here, that only 20% of you are going to do that. The other 80% are going to find an excuse between now and then to say it's not worth it. And I just want, if I put it on the table for you, the car, the holiday, and 35,000 Rand a month, I want you to tell me what one of those 3 is not worth it. Which one of those, if I just gave you one, would not be worth a year of 9 people a month? But you're going to tell me it's not worth it. You are. You are going to call my client service team and make up the excuse that you've lost your job and want to cancel your product. You are. You are. You're going to do that. And you're going to tell you're going to unfriend your lead wealth engineer and stop taking their calls. I'm not joking. This is what you do. This is what you guys do. Because suddenly all of that is not worth it because your best friend told you you're an idiot. And your best friend, the friendship with your best friend is worth more than all of that. This is why I don't have many friends. Because none of them are worth it. You've got to ask yourself this question. You're playing the long game here at Dew Point. All right. Now, rejection. What does rejection look like with the 3+2 growth formula? Okay. So we talk 3+2 all the time. Let's see if you can do just 3+2. 3+2 is not 100 people in a year. It's 50. So this is half the rate. You tell me you're super busy, lots of excuses, I can't do 9 people a month. Okay, fine. Can you do 4.5? Let's call it 4 people now. We'll round it to 4. 4 people a month. Okay? 4 people a month connected to Dew Point is 3+2. Okay? Because of the 4, 2 become wealth engineers. Okay? So you connect 4, 2 become wealth engineers. All right. That is 50 people in a year. 4 people a month, 1 person a week. 1 person a week. Now, instead of taking 12 months to get to the 35,000, you now take 24 months. It's not the end of the world. You're doing this, remember, in addition to your jobs. You've still got a salary coming in. Can you take 2 years to increase your earnings by 30,000, 40,000 Rand a month? 2 years? 1 person connected a week to Dew Point? Okay, now, there are 35,000 people at Dew Point. I should be having 35,000 guests through Dew Point's door every week. Why am I not? Because you guys are not connecting with one person a week at the moment. Only 20% of you are connecting with one person a week at the moment. Do you see what? So you think it's super easy, which it is. But then you go, oh, I can't. I don't want to be embarrassed. This is what you say. And it stops you from connecting one person a week to 2 Point. This is now, you want to know what the road is. Brendan, tell me what the silver bullet is from day 31 to rank 11. One person a week. That's your silver bullet. You're on the secret strategy we've been hiding from all of you to get to rank 11 is just connect one person every single week. And you'll be rank 11 in 2 years. You'll be there. Okay? You've now got to start flicking switches in your head to go, I can actually do this. This is actually not that bad. And I can do it on top of my job. And I can do it in the month that my granny dies. And I can do it in the month that my kid breaks his leg. And I can do it in the month that I had a car accident. Because it's one person a week. No circumstance in your life will be big enough to stop you from connecting one person a week to 2 Point. None. You will never be able to come to me and give me a valid excuse. Okay? Unless you yourself are lying in hospital, and then you could probably hire someone to get one person a week in your business for you. Okay? It's really, really difficult for me to accept it. Do you stop, though, after speaking to 1,500 people? This is something that people get confused about with the universal constant. So all I need to do is speak to 100 people, and I stop. No. It's just the first step in your journey. Remember, this journey is a minimum of 5 years. Minimum of 5 years. That first 100 people is a good start. Then you do the next 100 and the next 100. It is actually a lifetime exercise. Why? Because it just becomes such a pleasure. You do your first 100 people and you're earning maybe even just 25,000 Rand a month. You're earning 25,000 Rand and you're coming away on holiday every year. You now, this is great. I'll do another 100 people for this. Then you do your next 100. Now you're earning 50 grand a month. You've got a car and a holiday and a this and a that. And you go, you know what? This is too easy. I'm going to do another 100 people. It gets easier and easier. And if you can do that for your whole life, how many years have you got? Most of you in this audience, I reckon 20 to 30 years you could do this for. What does your life look like once you've built a channel that's got 50, 60, 70,000 people in it? Hey? You know, we look at these politicians that are earning 500,000 Rand a month. That's what they're paying. We pay in our taxes. 500,000 a month. Okay? Wouldn't you like to earn 500,000 a month? You can. Think about what you can buy with 500,000 bucks a month. Mm-hmm. You know, at some point you get to the point where you can't buy stuff anymore. You're like, I don't know what to do with all the money anymore. You've got to reach that point. You have to. Okay? You can. It's not going to take 5 minutes though. But perhaps 15 years from now. Think about your age, add 15 years and say, geesh, I could be my mid-50s and I could be earning 500,000 Rand a month. That can be done in this business. But only if you play the long game. And only if you stop letting excuses get in the way. Only then. All right. And all of that leads to the realization. Okay. The invitation, the connection, and getting on top of the rejection gets you to the realization. What is the realization? The realization is everything we talk about here. It is that financial freedom. It's your dreams realized. It's the time brought back. You have to pay with time now. It's sowing in to get out later. When you've got 50,000 people in your channel, you don't have to come to the office anymore. Every day, 5,000 people join your channel. And you did nothing that day. You know, you took the day off and your channel grew by 5,000. It gets a life of its own. And it starts growing. I always tease Patrick and Pumi. They go rank 9 on the first day of every month. They do. 1,000 debit orders paid on the first of every month in their channel. Done. Rank 9. Okay, day 1. They didn't do anything. They got up, had coffee, and they were rank 9. Okay, that's what happens as your channel gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, you get this. So the time comes back. Now you're not having to go to work anymore. I mean, you can, but at 500,000 Rand a month, nobody needs to go to work, okay? But you can, but you get that back. Now you've got that time. You can be with your kids. You can be with your wife. You can travel. You can do what you like because you have bought it. You have bought that right, that privilege, that advantage with the work that you did there. You have bought it and you have realized your future. Can you picture that as you work through this process? Can you keep your eye on that and go, all of this is worth it because that's where I'm going. That's where I'll be if I keep doing this. That's what you've got to keep doing. A whole change in the way you think. A whole way. We're taught very differently at school and through our traditional education and even through our parents. They have taught us over the years to hold our place. Don't aspire to stuff you will never get to. It'll just lead to heartbreak. Nonsense. Nonsense. If you don't make that one, you go again until you make it. We don't stop because we failed once. We keep going until we get it. And we've got the easiest system in the world here at Dew Point to do that in. I mean, it's not like your money's pouring out the door while you buy stock every month, or pay for application forms or have to pay a monthly business fee. None of that's happening. Yeah, you've got all the time in the world. You just keep going and keep going and keep going until you get there. All right. How long is 3 plus 2 going to take? So let's do this. So the universal concept, 100 a month, great. Okay, well, 100 a year, great. But let's just look at 3 plus 2. People say to me every presentation, how long before I can earn 10,000 rand? They ask me that question all the time. How long before I can earn 20? If I'm going to do this business, I need to be earning 30,000 rand a month. How long will that take? Like I have like a magic mathematical formula. All right. So what I did was I went back this 2 weeks ago, and I dug into my mathematics that I did in 2015 when I was developing Dew Point. And I said to myself, and we were going through all the data we got about 20 years of data. We got all that. We went through all that data. We did a whole lot of maths on it. And I went back into that maths, and I said, if I were to apply that maths over a time scale, using somebody who grows at 3 plus 2, actually taking someone who does plus 2 every month and builds their teams, how long would it take them to go from rank 0 to rank 11? I asked myself, and I went through the maths and I drew it up. This is how long it will take you if you're doing 3 plus 2. Now, you don't have to do 3 plus 2. You remember that, eh? You can do 100 plus 100. Most of you, 0 plus 0, okay? Whatever you see now, just adjust it accordingly, okay? All right, 3 plus 2. Rank 1 after 2 months. Do you see why I lose everybody? Everybody, like 45 days in, they're like, this bugger this, I'm not even rank 1 yet, I quit. I quit. That's what they say. They're saying it to you. You know it. Okay, no. 2 months, and you are on rank 1 at 3 plus 2. It's going to take you 2 months. So now, when you bring people into the business, tell them, guys, this is not going to take 2 months. Let's get you to rank 1 in the next 2 months. No, I'm going to be there next week. No, shush. Let's just get the first, just one brick at a time in this wall. Let's just get your first person here, okay? 2 months, and you are rank 1. 4 months to rank 2. No, I'm going rank 4 this month, but you're rank 1. Yeah, no, but I'm going rank 4 this month. No, you're not. Okay, in the process of building a wall, brick by brick by brick, it takes 4 months at 3 plus 2 to get to rank 2. But look at what's happened to your earnings across the next 60 days. You increase your earnings by 10 times in 2 months. That's awesome. That's really awesome. You've got 1,000 extra bucks a month coming in now. Okay? And you've done it in 4 months. Okay. 5 months, 6 months, 7 months to rank 3, and you're now earning 3,000 rand extra a month. But you've had to put 7 months in at 3 plus 2. If you go faster than this, well, then you can earn more. We show you examples every month of people earning more, okay? But they went faster. But if you're just putting the one person in a week, connecting one person a week, it's going to take you 7 months to rank 3, okay? Accept it, understand it. Help it, use it to create perspective and long game for you, okay? 7 months. So when, we'll get there in a minute. Rank 4, 9 months. 9 months to rank 4. And now you can start feeling, I can see it on some of your faces going, no, but that's too long. I'm not going to wait that long. Self-discipline. Do you want the 40,000 rand a month, the car, and the holiday? Yes. 9 months to rank 4. Know it, accept it, put your head down, and push. That's what it is. Don't use this now as I can't wait 9 months. That's just bad behavior. It's just lack of self-discipline. You've got to say, no, I can and I will, because I'm not playing for rank 4. I'm playing for rank 11 and plus. Okay? Now, rank 5. Rank 5, you've been with us 10 months. Look at how quickly you go from rank 4 to rank 5. Okay? 1 month up, you're now on 7,200. Rank 6, 2 months later, a year, 10 grand. 10 grand. Remember, we always say that. A year to 9,000 to 10,000 rand a month. Then, that's rank 6. Rank 6. ladies and gentlemen. What do we get at rank 6? We get a 1,500 Rand XP reward. Do you remember at rank 6, you get 1,500 Rand XP reward. Goes on top of that 9. So you'd actually, in that first month, you'd actually get about 11 out. Okay, fantastic, okay? Now, a year and 2 months after you've started, you hit rank 7. A year and 2 months, 14 months, okay? Rank 8 at a year and 4 months. About every 2 months, you're ranking up at this stage, okay? 2 months to rank up. Rank 9, a year and 7 months, 19 months. Now, this is when I laugh, you see, because in my presentations, everybody's like, I'm going to get there, no problem, watch the space. I get all these funnies. I don't even remember half the people that have said that to me. By the end of the year, I'll be rank 9. Some people said to me in January, by March, I want to be rank 9. 90 days, okay? It's impossible. It's impossible to do that. Just mathematically, it would just take a miracle to do that. It takes 19 months at 3 plus 2. If you're going to connect just one person a week to Dew Point, it's going to take you more than a year and a half to get to rank 9. Okay? Now all the disappointment setting in. Because you all were hoping this was a get-rich-quick scheme. You were. I can see it on your faces. Hang on a second. I joined 2 months ago. I wanted to be ranked 9 by the end of this month. Now you're telling me it's going to take me more than a year and a half? Yeah. Because this is real. And when you get there, what do we do at rank 9? Do we give you one holiday and say goodbye? No. We give you a holiday every year for the rest of your life as long as you maintain those 1,000 products. Holy sherbet, guys. Who wants a free 5-star business class holiday for the rest of their lives? You've got to work for 19 months for me and I'll give it to you. Just now, if that's not good enough, just think about your job. Have they promised you anything at your job? No. Why do you keep going back there? You don't seem disappointed in that. Why are you not disappointed in that? But I just saw all your disappointed faces when I said rank 9 will take you 19 months. Why were you disappointed? But your job has promised you nothing. In fact, what your job has promised you is perpetual poverty. It has. It's promised you that. That's a guarantee they will deliver on it. Okay? Stop. I'm going to stop there. I don't want to say it. Folks, this is how long it's going to take. Put it in your perspective, get your timeline right, and stop being disappointed that after 2 months you're not ranked 9. Okay? It's 19 months for you to get there. All right, now we want to get to the car. All right? How long is it going to take for me to deliver a car? You thought it would be Christmas this year. You did? You believed it. It'll be Christmas this year. No. Rank 10 is going to take you 2 years at 3 plus 2. Rank 11, where you get the car, is 2.5 years. That's 2.5 years at 3 plus 2. Okay? 2.5 years. So you now know, if you joined us in the last 8 weeks, you've got 2 years and 3 months still before you get a car from us. And that is only if every single week from this day forward, you connect one person at least to Dew Point. If at any stage you stop doing that, you can just add time to the end. Just add it. Now, you take a month off, that's 4 people. You just add a month to the end. Just keep adding the months to the end. When granny dies and you have to take 6 weeks to recover, add the 6 weeks to the end. You're now 2 years, 6 months, 2 years, 8 months, 3 years, 4 years. You just add it on. If you get to Sunday night and you have not connected someone to Dew Point that week, you have a busy Sunday night ahead of you. Otherwise, add a week. Add a week. It's simple mathematics. This is a numbers game. When I say to you this business is simple but not obvious, it's simple because it's just numbers. It's just numbers. You've got to keep, I say it's the meat factory. You've got to keep jamming the meat in. The moment you stop jamming the meat in, the sausages stop coming out the other side. It's that simple. You've got to keep doing it. If you keep doing it, this is how long it's going to take. But if you can put that in your perspective and go, okay, 2.5 years from now, you can look at your calendar, you put the date in your diary, and you go, that's my target, then you are not going to disappear out of here after 3 months because of the disappointment of still being ranked 2. Okay, you've got to put it in. Now, you could do 10 people a month. Then you can take time off. Take it off, start slicing it off, that total. If you're doing 10 connections a month, 2 to 3 a week, then you can be rank 11 in 12 months. 12 months, we've got living proof of it. You want to be rank 11 in 12 months? You pump people through this door. Every time you get a movers and shakers email, you've heard of that, eh? You do check your email and you do there's not a lot of yeses in this room. It's not, they're all like, oh no, email, I made up that address. Yeah. I don't have data for email. Folks, the email we send out once a month with our movers and shakers, the top performing guys every month. Look and see whose names are on there every single month. Spamandla, top of the list. Did you see him this month? Top of the list. Patrick, Donnie, Rulof. You know, the guys who are getting everything, winning everything. You know those guys who are winning everything at Dew Point? 37 new first pointers, 19 new first pointers, 9 new first pointers every month. You cut the time off here. But if you're only going to connect one person a week, know that it's going to take you 2.5 years. Know it. Know that that's going to be the case. Okay. Folks, I've got some questions for you. After everything you've heard this morning, you need to be honestly, don't have to answer me, honestly answer yourself now. Answer yourself. Do you have what it takes? You need to ask that question. Otherwise, you are going to just end up disappointing and alarming yourself through this process. Do you have the self-discipline to be able to commit to not 2.5 years, but a lifetime of building channels at Dew Point? A lifetime. Do you have the determination, the persistence? Do you have a big enough dream? Right now, is your need painful enough for you to put 2.5 years in? Is the need that, or do you need to fall further down first? I mean, I want to catch myself here and lift. But for many people, they will do nothing until it's so bad. You've got to ask yourself that question today. If you answer no to that question, okay, fine. Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing? So you now say, yes, I've got the need. I want this. I've got the big enough dream. Now the question is, am I willing to pay the price? Because people have big dreams. I want to have a yacht and I want to have a jet and okay. Are you willing to pay the price for those things? Are you willing? Are you going to spend the time on it? Time, year after year after year of time on it. Are you willing to do that? Willing to go through the frustration and the embarrassment? Are you willing to do that? Can you endure the embarrassment of your friends laughing at you for the first 5 years before you're able to show them your success? Can you? Now, if you said, okay, yes and no, or no and no, or no and yes, but somewhere in there you've said no. So I can't do this. I thought this was a 3-month thing and I'd be rich, and I'm not willing to spend more than that on that. I actually had a friend like that at school who was at university with me, shocked the hell out of me. I was only 19. We were sitting in second year university, and he turned to me and he said, you know what? I'm unwilling to work any harder than I am right now, so I'm dropping out of the course. He was 19 in second year university. I was like, what? We haven't even started yet. He was like, this is it. This is the level I will operate at for the rest of my life. And you know what? He's in the majority. You're all going, I don't want to work harder than I am right now. Well, then you don't get to have more than you have right now. You want more, you have to work more. Okay. Now, as I said, the majority of you are going to say, no, I'm not. I'm not willing to. I don't believe I have what it takes, and I'm unwilling to pay the price. All right. So then my question to you this morning is, do you currently have a future outside of Dew Point? Now, that might sound like a very sort of egotistical question for Dew Point to be asking. But given the fact that I have also spent the last 40 years living in South Africa, I can quite honestly ask myself the question, do I have a future outside of Dew Point in South Africa? What are our options right now in South Africa? What are they? Shrinking economy, out of control politics, poverty everywhere, 500,000 people per 6 months becoming unemployed. What future? What are the options? Do we have them? And if you say to me no, if we say to me no, then ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what else we've got. What's that backup plan if it's not this? I cannot believe we have another alternative to this right now. I just can't. And I think that you need to come to that realization. Yeah, we're going to pay the price. We're going to pay it. But you are going to have to get on top of this. What are we doing this for? We're doing it for a life that doesn't have broken politics and broken economics, but one that is fixed and colorful and beautiful and diverse. That's what we're doing it for. Things where we're in an environment where at no cost to us, we get new things all the time. There's not one car in our XP Rewards program, there's 4. This is the entry-level one at rank 11. Every couple of years after this, we'll give you a new one. and better than the last one. Huh? And not one that plunges you into debt. That's why we do it. Folks, stop whining, stop moaning, stop looking for a special shortcut, stop asking me for the silver bullet. Just do the work. Practice 51 million times until you're an expert. And along the way, you'll change your life forever. Have you got the tools? I think we've handed out about 500 sets of business cards to 35,000 wealth engineers. Where are the other 34,500 wealth engineers? How come they don't have business cards yet? I'm just asking. You know where to order them, don't you? Or at info@2point.net. The tools? I got a little cabinet, hand out a handful of USB sticks a month. Nobody's serious about this business because they're not serious about what they want. Go outside, get the tools. Are you a proud earner at 2Point? Have you got your PIN? After the consolidation, did you buy your PIN? Do you show to people, hang on, no, don't tell me no. It works. I'm earning. That's what the PIN's for. It's not for me. It's for you to be able to walk around and go, yeah, it's earning, and I'm rank 4, or I'm rank 7, or I'm rank 9. You think it's impossible? Well, I'm rank 9. Here's my PIN. See it and know that the system works. Have you got them? Go and get it. They're waiting for you. I got enough for all of you. My hope, springs eternal in this process. Okay? Guys, it's time to do some work now. Second half of this year, biggest production months of the year in the financial services industry. From August to November, top 4 production months. You could go crazy in the next 4 months. You could rank up numerous times. You could be rewarded in fantastic ways. Christmas could be completely different this year for you. But you are going to have to do the work now. All of you, wherever you are. No more excuses, no more head office this, no more when you're getting a bigger venue. Here. You're going to build your business right here. And you're going to build it around the country of South Africa. And we're going to do it now. Guys, we're going to do the introduction presentation now. You know the process. There's going to be a lot of people. So please, if you're a wealth engineer, give your seat up in here for your guests. So bring your guests in and then go out. Let's fill the room up with 140 guests. And then let's build today 140 new wealth engineers in this room alone. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck.